Piers here to try to help you with Austria, the upcoming round. So, as you all know, shortest track on the calendar, I think, besides Monaco. So, short track usually means no room for mistake. All corners will count. You won't have opportunities to make up for mistakes, but don't let this track fool you. Going here steadily is hard. It's not only about losing your car because you have a lot of turns here where losing your car is is very easy to happen, and also because you are pressured from doing the absolute best you can with such a short track. You will probably be a bit more prone for mistakes. So first advice I would like to give you is if you are confident around here and you feel you can run laps steadily, and then you can go for a more unstable setup, aiming for speed and taking advantage of the DRS zones. If you feel a bit let me see if I can find the word. If you feel a bit twitchy here, you are not certain you can run laps with a lot of consistency, then you have to bet on a more stable setup. Don't forget, short track, but this means more laps, so more times going around all those tricky corners. Okay, let's begin. Okay, so one tip you can take here from Austria. Whenever you see an uphill corner, usually this means you will be able to brake later than expected. So even here, and turn 2 will be turn 3. Sorry, there is a small kink on the uphill, which is considered the turn. So turn 1 and turn 3 are good examples of this. You can brake later. Here I would advise you to brake mid 150 meter board, so around 75 meters. You will brake hard, then you'll need to trail brake into the apex. Try to mantle that curb without invalidating. Track limits will also be a big hazard in this track. Mantle that curve, try to take as much space as you can, and if you do it in fourth gear, you will be able to return to the throttle with in a fairly confident manner. Your aim should be going full throttle before the turn ends, but this may also lead you to lose your rear. So you kind of have to see how you feel around here. But general purpose, brake around the 75 meter distance, mantle the curb in fourth gear, and try not to invalidate on the exit. So this one will be the same philosophy. It's an uphill corner, so you actually can brake later than you could expect. This will also be a common overtaking point, so proceed with caution, but this is indeed a very good overtaking point because you are coming from a DRS zone and you can also brake late. So take these two things to gain an advantage on your opponents. Brake hard and heavy after the 100 meter board. It's doable. For the turn itself, third gear is doable. Second gear for more rotation is also an excellent choice, but as you probably will know by now, this will influence how much nervous your car will be when you try to return to the throttle. Another place where going around the curb will help a lot your lap time. Okay, so we're coming to a very hard section of this track, and this is what makes this a fairly difficult track. The temptation to consider this track easy is very, very high, but it's not, especially around this next part, which will indeed make up or ruin your lap. So here it's the opposite of before. If in the uphill corners you can brake later, on downhill corners it will be harder to brake. So for this one, give a proper braking distance. I would say a 100-meter board or even before that. It depends on your setup and your confidence. The corner is very hard to attack. This corner kind of feels like it takes forever to reach the apex, so you have to brake hard, trail brake patiently into the apex, try to clip that curb, and as soon as possible return to the throttle. But watch out, here is another place where the car might whip from its rear. I do it in third gear, but fourth will help you with more stability if you need. Okay, so now we're going into track limits nightmare. This corner, in fact, not only this corner, all corners in Austria seem like track limits hazard. But here, this one will be very easy to fall under track limits because it gives you a false sense of security. It looks like you can return to the throttle with confidence, but the danger is not actually losing the rear, although it can happen, but falling into understeer and into track limits. Brake after the 100-meter board. I believe you'll be in fourth gear, and for this one the downshift has to be done sequentially. So you will click once, you'll start to feel the car rotating, and then click to fifth gear so you can grab that apex, and if you indeed nail the apex, then you should feel the necessary security to punch in the throttle and leave that turn going full throttle. When you do it, upshift to sixth. Okay, so as you can see, right on the edge of the track limits, but for your hot lap, you will definitely have to count with it. The trick here on this part is to go all the way into those track limits as you can. So for the next corner, you can try to use as you certainly have seen in real life. You have seen drivers when the curb finishes, you have that piece of tarmac, and you have seen drivers taking it to gain angle to attack the left corner. You can also do it here, but watch out because this one will make you fall into track limits too. For this one, the approach will be an extended sixth gear. I've tried keeping sixth, but I feel that the best option is to downshift to fifth to gain more rotation. Similar as the previous left corner, when you feel when you clip that apex, you also feel the security to punch in the throttle. If you do not clip the apex properly and you punch in the throttle, then you will understeer and another track limits hazard. For this one, try to cut your path going through the curb without invalidating. Okay, now, so to prepare the final two corners, the amazing final two corners, this section is a blast. It's awesome, but it's also hard to nail it. I'd say small tap on the brakes on the 50-meter board. You will reach here in 8th gear. Downshift to 6th. Try to mantle the curb on the right, but not excessively, because it will unsettle the car and you will spin. And upshift to 7th for the exit to be as stable as possible. Okay, so you should be prepared to attack the final corner. As you can see, no visual reference here, and this will be a difficulty while you are on your hot laps or even in the race. I'd say where the Austrian flag finishes or a bit before, brake. Once again, it's not a heavy braking, just that smooth tap to reduce the speed of your car. Downshift to fifth, and here the trick will be to mantle that curb, but once again, like in previous corners, you should only return to the throttle fully if you have nailed the curb, the apex, because once again, as soon as you start flooring it, the car will understeer, and by now you should know, track limits. Okay, so we will finish our lap. It is not a good lap, but I think it might show the purpose. Yes, 11036, so very far away. There are people currently uh, reaching the 102 here, which is incredible. Okay, guys, good luck. Hope this helps. As always, don't forget to check the track guide on ERL's YouTube channel, where you will also find the other track guides which have already been released, Bahrain and Zandvoort. Check them out whenever you want or whenever you need. Regarding setups, I will leave the setup for this lap, but I highly doubt it will help you on the race. It is a very heavy aero setup in order to take advantage on corners, but I think on race such a setup will make you a sitting duck on the RS zones. I will leave it there for reference, but don't forget to adjust accordingly to the race. Okay, guys, good luck.